Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start. I know we've been waiting for quite a while, but we are here. Right. Right, we are here. Without further ado, I want to invite Ms. Carolyn Williams, student 2000.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Could you all stand for prayer? Listen over this program, and we ask for guidance, protection. We declare that there will be no incidents and accidents, and we thank you for a good day and a good season in Jesus' name. Can you please remain standing for the national anthem?
Represents the beauty, pride, strength, and resilience of Jamaica and our people. My name is Agent Sasko. Please stand as we honor Jamaica, our culture, and our history. Our national anthem represents the beauty, pride, strength, and resilience of Jamaica and our people. My name is Agent Sasko. Our national anthem represents the beauty, pride, strength, and resilience of Jamaica and our people. My name is Agent Sasko. Please stand as we honor Jamaica, our culture, and our history.
The second anthem was in honor of the clean sweep of the 100 meters. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is so good to be looking at you from where I'm standing. The official welcome will be coming after this, but no, me have to break the language. Oh no, look good. No, serious. No, I'm seeing some persons, I don't know, make me feel old. Because y'all were my students, some of you. Right. No, serious. It brings back so the memories enough. And I'm thanking the persons who invited me to be the MC of this event. Because when I look back where it all started, yes, I saw me start the same year when this group, yes. So you couldn't leave me out. Because me da pop down the place if Uno did leave me out. And I'm thanking the principal and those persons who took a gamble with me because this is my first place to teach. I don't have a teaching diploma.
I was fresh out of college, and I knew nothing about teaching. And I did not do an interview. So that was a gamble. That was a calculated risk, I'm telling you. But you know, when I walked through the doors, the gate that time, and I was fretting like crazy because all the horror stories I heard of Christiana High School from the outside. Remember, from the outside, because when me come, I realize they are good up school. Have you know that? But can I tell you, my first experience that changed my life in terms of the teaching profession, when I walked here the Monday morning, I came to the interview, they called me on Friday, and I started to work on Monday. The principal at the time said, Mr. Harriet, I said, sir, I'm just out of college and I have not taught, I don't know lesson planning. Him say, you can read, sir? He said, yes, sir. Him say, all right, good, come Monday morning. Because a teacher didn't show up for work, so I came. Now, the first Monday morning when I walked by, I heard some students singing some choruses. And I said, no, but this is not what I was expecting. It wasn't devotion or anything, you know. And it just happened that one moment changed everything for me, because I'm saying this is a good place to be at. I didn't walk in and hear some music play and some bad breed pitting in the, yeah, it was not like that. So I got the culture shock that time. And my students, maybe them just look at me and say, little maga, we're not going to beat him up. We're not going to bad him up. And they welcomed me. And I felt so much at home that my students helped me with that first term. Trust me. And I will, wherever I go, Christiana High School, I will always laud and put up on the biggest pedestal because you boss me. Yeah, you boss me. And I'm happy for that because after that came 18 years at another institution. So the foundation is right here, so right where we start. And many of us are here. So I'm happy for the opportunity to be here and to host this program. Might I remind us that the program is streamed live on YouTube. So your friends and family who may not be here, you can just tell them it's on the V-Prompts, I believe. V-Prompts, right. They are video production and multimedia support. And they are right there. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to take this opportunity to welcome, our own principal, Mr. Licent Wallace.
Mr. Moderator, Mr. Everall Harriet. Seated at the head table, Mrs. Patmore, former teacher of Christiana High School. Mr. Claude Rattray, former vice principal of Christiana High School. Mr. Lennox Powell, a businessman in the community of Christiana. We have Mr. Ivan Green, former board chairman of Christiana High School, and Mrs. Green. Past teachers present. I think I saw Mrs. Lemonius earlier. Not sure if Mr. Time is here. Is he? Not yet. All right. The Christiana High School alumni members. God, it feels good to say that. Members of the business community. Other specially invited guests. To those watching online on YouTube, good evening. As the 5th appointed principal and past student of the Christiana High School, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all on the grounds of this noble institution. I could not have done this session without saying special thanks to the class of 1999 and the class of 2000 for this great gesture and for us to be hosting this dinner right where it all started. Let me give you a bit of information for the proceedings. The students' bathrooms are exactly the same location where you left them. The visitors and alumni members' bathrooms are straight through the hallway down there. At the back, you can't miss it. So if by chance I see anyone heading to the students' bathrooms, I will figure how excited you are to be back, where it all started. And maybe some of you wishes to relive some of the wonderful experiences you have shared here at Christiana High School. Christiana High School will celebrate its 60th year anniversary come January 2023. Please bear that in mind. I will tell you a little bit more about that later on. But for now, I want to welcome you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do enjoy the food and the hospitality. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Principal Wallace. And as he rightly said, that we are coming to enjoy the food and hospitality. Now, I don't know about you, but before an event like this, I wash out my belly. Right. And I know that when persons are well dressed, we don't eat. But the function is a dinner. So might I remind you that it is a dinner. So we need to eat the food that is prepared for us. And believe it or not, there are miles to go before we sleep. I heard somebody at my table promise to be drunk after this. I'm not quite sure if we will permit that. I'm hoping that she will not be driving. Will she be driving to Auditorium tomorrow? No, she'll be getting a ride. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going on our program, and at this time we have a special item, and this is from Mrs. Crystal Gay Morris Buckle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking absolutely ravishing in this wonderful event. And I hope you're feeling good. Yes, Christiana High School. I'm a teacher here at this noble institution. And I know it teaches resilience indeed. And so we're going to continue on that trend tonight. And I hope this song will be of some encouragement to your spirits. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. But no matter how you feel, speak a word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. But no matter how you feel, speak a word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you have to speak a word over yourself. Depression is all around, but God is a present help. 'Cause no matter how you feel, speak a word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. As I minister to you, I minister to myself. Oh, life can hurt so bad until you feel like there's nothing left. But no matter how you feel, speak a word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself in the middle of that storm. Speak over yourself when they say you can't make it. No, speak over yourself when you don't know what you're gonna do. No, speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. 'Cause I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged in the Lord. Be blessed.
All right, let me take a deep breath. Because, wake up yourself. Give her another round of applause, please. I was almost tempted to say encore. Yes, because beautiful rendition. Boy, may I tell you, moments like these, when I hear good singing, I feel like I'd want to sing as well. But trust me, it's a dinner. So I will save it. I will save it because we would not get to the end of the meal if I should sing. Ladies and gentlemen, our past vice principal is here. And he has a greeting to bring to us. Put your hands together as we welcome Mr. Claude Rattray, past vice principal.
It's wonderful to be here again. All where it started. All where my career started 40 odd years ago. It's good to be here. Mr. Chairman of this evening's function, our current principal, Mr. Wallace, Mrs. Patmore at the head table, Mr. Powell at the head table as well. Our past board chairman, Mr. Ivan Green and his wife, Mrs. Shaw Green, past vice principal, and my co-worker for many years. Our current vice principal, Mrs. Farquharson, teachers, current, and if there are not any other past teachers in the audience, I recognize you too. The wonderful members of the Alumni Association, 1999 and 2000. It is with great pleasure that I greet you this evening. I was told that I will bring greetings. I looked at the program and I don't see a guest speaker. I don't know if I'm not seeing all that is on the program, which means that I might have to put my prepared greeting aside, speak off the cuff, because I have time. Because there's no guest speaker. Okay. It all started here. For some of you, 1994, some 1995, some 1996. But you all graduated 99 or 2000 with distinction. And it is with great pleasure and honor that I greet you on this auspicious occasion. First of all, let me say congratulations to you for conceptualizing, planning, and executing this wonderful function this evening. Give them a round of applause. And you join in applauding yourself. You are wonderful. You are great. We have the doctors here. We have the nurses here. We have the teachers here. We have the engineers here. We have the soldiers here. I haven't met the police yet, but I think we might have. And so, we are surrounded by great people. If we take sick, the doctors are here. The police soldiers are here to protect us. What wonderful feeling it is. And I would like, and I'm sure Mrs. Shaw Green and Mrs. Patmore will support me on this. Associating with you this evening make me feel young. Yes, certainly. And I'm proud of you. We are all proud of you. And I know the reason why you are starting this great association is for the benefit of the school. Yes. Let me also say thanks to you for inviting me to bring greetings. It makes me feel good that you remembered me. Some of you are miles away, yet you remember this miserable vice principal. who used to stand there and say, "Why are you boys outside? Why are you on the grade 9 block? Get to your class." And I must add that our current principal is one of my students. And we are proud of you, sir. And you are blazing the trail, along with your dedicated staff. Keep it up. We are happy for it, and we are proud of you, as I said before. This day is important as it provides an opportunity for everyone to meet each other again after so many years. Maybe some of us have not seen each other for the past 20 years. 22, to be exact. But I take off 2, because you are still around after 2 years from graduation. It also helps you, the alumni, to notice the various changes the school has gone through over the years. And I am right here, but when I walk into the school, I observe the wonderful changes that are taking place. Let us applaud all those who are ensuring that the school continues to lift up its head high. I know time does not stop for anyone, and it takes a lot to take some time out of your busy schedule to plan this function and to be here this evening. This indicates your commitment and your interest in the school, and this is greatly appreciated. I encourage you to continue to support the school and to expand your activities as much as possible, and to include in future as many past students as possible. The Alumni Association is crucial in the development of the school and for greater recognition and acceptance of the school's programs and what it is doing for the community. You have a great role to play as past students in ensuring that the school continues to grow from strength to strength with the support of those in charge. The potential exists for Christiana High School to be among the top-rated schools in Jamaica. And you, as past students, have a role to play. And so, as we mingle tonight, as we meet and greet each other from near and far, think about the great things that this school can achieve through your support and the proud moments you will have when you can identify yourself with those great things that the school achieves. We as teachers feel proud when we see you. When I see the doctors and the lawyers and the businessmen and the army people and the constabulary, and all those, the teachers, and everybody. You know, everywhere I go, I see my past students. It's not mine alone, but I'm calling them mine. And they are proud, and I'm proud. So you have a great role to play in the continuation of the school as it moves towards greater achievements. As I close, I wish you all the best and hope that we will continue to do the good job and that the next time we have a reunion, we will need a bigger auditorium. Thank you very much for having me, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Mr. Rattray. Who can remember who would say this? This is not a daycare center. Anybody who can tell me who that is wins for them a 2022 prize. Who is that? Okay, all right. You can collect your prize later on. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, I will bless the meal, and before our next greeting, let us pray. God, truly we are thankful for this event. Many have come together to put this event forward. Lord, as the food has been prepared for us, dear God, help us that the food may be a blessing to our bodies, and we in turn may be a blessing to you. Strengthen us, dear God, and keep us in your love. In your name's sake I pray. Amen. Just before our next greeting, I want to remind us that we also have on sale wine. So if you need to have a wine on your table, the cost is $2,000, and we also have $2,500. So please ensure that you order yours for your table, please. The head table will be served, and it is a buffet style, so I will direct us to the buffet line as soon as the head table is served. Ladies and gentlemen, CEO of Peter's Place, Mr. Lennox Powell. He brings greetings.
I want to acknowledge our past chairman and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Green, past principals, vice principals, current principal, teachers, members of the alumni, other distinguished guests in the audience, our MC, Mr. Harriet, musicians, past students, the group from 99 to 2000. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. You know, I came to Christiana to the business in 1998. And most of these young people who put on this function today were my customers. They used to buy sweetie and snacks. And today, I'm looking at them now as grown adults putting on this function for their school. I feel so proud to be associated with so many of them from way back. I want to encourage them that in another 60 years, I hope that this function will still be going on and going on strong. It is the schools you see in Jamaica, the strong high schools. Their strength comes from their past student associations and their old boys and old girls. And Christiana School has the potential to do so much and to be so much in this little town. But it needs assistance. It needs the business community. It needs the past student. You know, it need a lot of stakeholders to bring it together. And for this school, the sky is the limit, especially with this young principal that I'm sure have great ideas. I have seen his work. And I want the past students and all the stakeholders to encourage him and to keep us going. A brief history. Christiana High School was conceptualized in 1961 by the Ministry of Education. This dream became a reality in 1963. And it was done with the collaboration of the Moravian Church. I don't know how many of you know that, but that church over there, Zon, had a big role to play in finding the property and starting the school. It was started by first principal whose name I come here in 98, and I still hear this man's name calling, Teacher Gale. And I'm sure that long after I've gone, Teacher Gale's name will still be called, just like Teacher Wallace. Now, Teacher Gale started with 11 members of staff and 476 students. Now, this school currently has over 100 staff and over 1,800 students, to show you how it has evolved over the years in a positive way. Create employment has helped so many students who are now doctors, nurses, teachers, lawyers, who are out there in society making their name and making Christiana High School proud. The same school in September of 1967 was upgraded to a junior secondary school under another great name as a new principal, Teacher DePaz, that everybody knows as a new principal. In 1969, it was upgraded to a new secondary school, and a shift system was introduced in 1975, which doubled the population and needed more staff eventually. Our school has grown tremendously, and as a result, new classrooms were added, and more space had to be put in. In 1994, the school was again upgraded, this time to a comprehensive high school, still under the leadership of Teacher D. The shift system saw the appointment of 2 vice principals, Teacher D's wife and Mr. Willie Forbes. Most of you will remember him. Reverend Fitzay Williams served as principal for the school from 1995 to 2005. During those years, then another great principal came, Mr. Wallace, another man that I want you to emulate. He came from 2005 to 2014. I call him Sir John Beckford. That man's footprint is all over the school up to this day. That was a man with a vision for the school. And he did so much. I can never forget that principal and his contribution. We have also had great vice principals like Mr. Claude Rattray, who spoke a while ago, and Mrs. Audrey Shaw Green. These people have served this school tremendously. And our current principal, Mr. Wallace, not many schools can attest to having a past student as a principal. But this school, this great institution, has at the helm a past student. And I want to commend everybody who have helped in the development of this school over the years until this point. Ladies and gentlemen, the other person who's supposed to speak is the Honorable Audley Shaw, Member of Parliament. But I want to apologize for him. He is unavoidably absent, and also the Councillor, Mr. Desmond Harrison. But let's enjoy the evening. Let's reflect on where the school is coming from and where we want it to go. And let's think about these things as we eat enjoy the meal, and thank the young people who put on this lovely function. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. Mrs. Shaw Green indicates to me that she wants to make her speech now before she forgets it. But, oh, all right. See? You see, Mrs. Shaw Green still will beat me, you know? All right. You see, once a teacher, always a teacher.
I am not Audley. I am here with something with a difference. And it's going to shock many of you. Bring it up, Peter Ann. I was in the second batch of Christiana School. It was Christiana Modern School. Uniform. This is what I wore. I tried to reconstruct as much as I could recall at age 11. You like it? Wicked. I can tell you, I went through some newsletters from the school and I picked out certain things that some of you will never know. I was present at the opening of this school on the 13th of February, 1964. Who would have known I would be standing here again today? It's interesting. So I find it very interesting here. You have to sit with me, you know, because I have a passion for this school that you never knew. This is where I started. I took the common entrance and I failed. Hardly take it and him pass, Finax. So, no problem. Mama always told us, bloom where you are planted. All through school, we're in the same class. She said, I want you to go to a different school. I do not want you to be compared with your brother at any time as from now. So, I was placed here. And when I was placed there, I was the first batch of students. Many of you don't know this, that the school year changed to September in 1964. I was placed there in January 1964. Then I was given a granting aid scholarship to Manchester High School from here. I didn't really want to leave, you know. But then my parents said, well, bloom where you are planted. But I was placed in 7C, Mr. Wallace. I was bright. I was in room 1, upstairs. Yay! Bright girl. And this is just to say, wherever you are, you'll make it in life. Because I went to Manchester High, I didn't have to buy any textbook. They were all the same books I used here. The exact curriculum, I repeated everything I did here in the 2 terms. This is where I started. So Mr. Powell went through some of the changes in the school. And the names, I don't know if the first name was Christiana Modern. They have some newsletters. Mr. Wallace, I gave copies to Mr. Beckford because I found them in Mrs. DePaz's office when I took over. I'm privileged to have copies to get back to you. The school started every 3 months. There were newsletters. I don't know if you know that, sent out from the school every 3 months. So there were always several newsletters. So I just picked out a few things. When this school started, Christiana Moravia was then Mr. H.E. Gale. Now I have that very passionate love for that man. He was very kind, he was very tall, very gentle. He never yelled at anybody. I remember we had television at that time in the home economics department. Big thing, you know, black and white TV, big something. And I was given, my task was to go down there in the days to turn on the television. and to make sure it was turned off again. So I felt very important. The next thing, from Christiana Lee's, I don't know if you realize at that time that we were sitting, we were here, but we were sitting the exam at Christiana Lee's. So every afternoon I had to leave to go to classes at Christiana Lee's just the same until we got through. The granting aid, I don't know if you know what a granting aid is. It's a half a scholarship. Right. Now, I'll move on. April 23rd, 1966. I'll have to go back and forth because it's just jottings. 32 girls from this school danced in Kingston. They performed in the presence of Emperor Haile Selassie, who visited Jamaica at that time, from Christiana. At that time, Christiana Senior School. And they also performed at Williams Field when Emperor Haile Selassie stopped at the railway station. I was privileged to be there. I saw him. And I was so proud when I saw the Christiana Senior School children dancing for the Emperor Haile Selassie. You don't know that. This school year, I spoke about the school year exchange. This is what used to happen when we were placed in this school. This is from the newsletter, one newsletter. Congratulations. Several students obtained free and grant passes to secondary and technical high schools. Hearty congratulations and best wishes to them all. Note, the students who sat the normal age common entrance examination were admitted from the 2 local junior schools on January 13th, 1964. That's when I came here. Most of them kept in touch with their previous schools in the afternoons until they took the examination. We need hardly say we were glad to have them for even so short a period, 7 months. I spent 7 months here. That was my batch. Now I look at this, I said, did you know? There were termed in newsletters, I told you that to 1967 was the last one I can recall, from 1963 to 1967. That the school's official contact with the Ministry of Education was formally made through a parish school board with one local representative who was then called correspondent. That's what they were called. And under the new regulations, this school was now administered by a more democratic principle called a board of managers or a school board. So you were passed through a correspondent before you became a school board. I remember we had several pantomimes here. I don't know if you remember. With Bevo Theater with Mr. Nasif Azan. They had Aladdin in China. I never forgot that. And Dick Whittington and the cat. And my cousin, Horace Shaw, who is now deceased, was the cat. I remember them walking through the streets of Christiana, all decked out, with Pastor Todd's wife. He was the pastor and the chairman at that time. Going through Christiana, and it was a hit. Dick Whittington and the cat. And they were awarded prizes for best actors. Schools from Kingston, Frankfurt, Spalding, Malvern, Balaclava, and Devon appeared in a festival group along with us, a Christiana here from the JBC TV, which is now TVJ. What is it? TVJ. 1966, there was a dance, again, a dance group who danced at the National Stadium, and I was there, although I was not from Christiana, I was there, when the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh visited Jamaica. And Christiana Senior School, it became Christiana Junior Secondary in 1966. And it was then that they danced at the stadium for the Queen and Duke. You see, Christiana is coming from a far away. The dance was Solas Market. I remember it. Come and go down a Solas Market. And they wore the colors. Green, and with red flowers, and bandana, and somewhere in yellow. That was the dance. They had first triennial assessment of the school. The first assessment, like what you have now, Mr. Wallace, was in July, between the 6th and 16th of July, 1964. Public address system was installed in the school in 1965. They had no such thing as public address system. And music was played before school. That one is still hitting my head. We used to have music coming into the compound. We were met with music when I started teaching here. And it was after I left that they started the music. And Mr. DePaz was one of those who kept it up for quite a while. Now, this song, I'm not going to bore you anymore. I'm going to read a poem. This is one of the things that came, 2 things from the newsletter. Inspector and student. You used to have inspector come to schools. How many feet in a yard? The bright student, me sir. That depends on how many people are living in the yard, sir. Right answer. The next one said, did you know it takes 5 sheep to make 1 sweater? The little girl looked at him and he said, I didn't even know they could knit, sir. So these were things that were in the newsletter. Now, I'm going to read a poem, and then I'm going to finish. I'm going to try a thing. I can't sing, but I'm going to try a thing to tell you the song that is still in my mind, and I'm hoping somebody could find it for me, that was sung at the opening of this school. The poem is, this poem was said at the opening. It was done by a choral speaking group for the official opening of the Christiana Senior Modern School, February 14, 1964, and the day was a Friday. I was here. The test of a man is a fight he makes, the grit that he daily shows, the way he stands on his feet and takes fate's numerous bumps and blows. A coward can smile when there's naught to fear, when nothing his progress bars, but it takes a man to stand and cheer while the other fellow stars. It isn't the victory after all, but the fight a brother makes. The man who, driven against the wall, still stands erect and takes the blows of faith with his head held high, bleeding and bruised and pale, is the man who will win and fate defy, for he isn't afraid to fail. It's the hurdles you mount and the breaks you get, and the shocks your courage stands, the awe of sorrow and vain regret for the prize that escapes your hands. That tests your nettle and prove your worth. It isn't the blow you deal, but the blows you take on this good old earth that show if your stuff is real. It says, for many years, these lines have encouraged and inspired many a dawn pupil. Its message will never grow old. Read it again and again, and pass it on to your friends. Now, I'll read one more simple one that I used to use a lot, and then I'm going to sing the little tune and come down before you get tired of me. If it isn't the school, it's you, and I've proven that. If you want to live in the kind of school like the kind of school you like, you needn't slip your clothes in a grip and start on a long, long hike. You'll only find what you've left behind, for there's nothing that's really new. It's a knock at yourself when you knock your school. It isn't the school, it's you. Real schools are made by men unafraid, lest somebody else gets ahead. When everyone works and nobody shirks, you can raise a school from the dead. And if you'll do some personal work, your brethren will work some too. Your school will be what you want to see. It isn't the school, it's you. Now look at you now. This song was Rain is Falling. When we gathered around here, there was a quadrangle, this building wasn't here. Rain is falling, falling all around. Trees are bending low. 'Tis the rainbow, it's sign of gladness. It's the rainbow, happy day. It's the rainbow bringing sunshine to us from day to day. Rain is falling.
History lesson. Rain is falling. History lesson. Thank you, Mrs. Shaw Green, for the efforts, for the history, for the documentary, because many of us, didn't know, never born yet. Never born yet. Never born yet. 38 and a half years teaching here. Give her a round of applause. Very nice. Now, I don't want the head table and our special guests, the food to cool. So I'm going to allow you to start eating. I'm going to call some tables, and the other greetings I'll take after the meal. Because some people wash out right and would want to have a meal before we hear. Ladies and gentlemen, tables 1 and 14. You may make your way to the buffet table while we allow our specially invited guests to start their meal. Tables 1 and 14. And 4. Okay. Tables 1 and 4, because there's no 14. All right, so tables 1 and 4. Head to the buffet line, please. While our band on the stand, yes, sounding lovely, will be playing the lovely dinner music as we sit and enjoy. But you know, while we sit down, I must tell you this story, one of my favorites. Imagine this. You know that as a teacher, when you go in a room with an exam and you see anybody looking jittery, the first idea as the invigilator is that somebody is cheating. CXE exam, invigilator in the front of the room noticed a young man round the back look quite uneasy. So she watched him. The young man pulled his top button and she watched him. He proceeded to pull a second button. She said, no, something must be wrong. She watched him a little more and pull a third button. She said, no, it looked like the place too hot. She said, somebody round the back, could you open the window so we get some ventilation? Them open the windows, breeze blow, all paper blow away. The young man proceeded to pull a fourth button. She said, no, I need to get around here now. So she get up and start walk to the back of the room. Young man take off him shirt, take off him marina, start pull out him belt and zip him pants. The room man run over there and the young man pull out belt and a zip down him trousers. She said, young man, are you crazy? This is a CXE exam. How dare you take off your clothes in here? Him say, yes, miss. But the instructions say I must answer in brief. That did not happen at Christiana High School. Not while I was here either. Ladies and gentlemen, tables 3 and 13. Is table 13 there? Tables 3 and 12. Tables 3 and 12. Make your way to the buffet line, please. Reminder again. Wine, Yellowtail, Pink Moscato, Chardonnay, and red wine, $2,005. We also have wines for $2,000. Birds and Bees, Pink Moscato. Malbec Mist, $2,000. Tables 5 and 11, tables 5 and 11. Ladies and gentlemen, I must also remind you that the work of the alumni in support of Christiana High School cannot continue without financial contribution. So at any time you wish to make a pledge, you can do so by indicating to our coordinators that you're making a substantial pledge to the alumni to continue the work here at Christiana High School. So I know that most of us, when we, by the way, show of hands, those of us who are coming back to Christiana High School the first time since we left. All right. First time since you leave, you're coming back. That's very nice. And how different has the place been? Very much improvement. And I believe, Mr. Wallace, much more to come with your support. And believe it or not, the school needs the support. All of it. And the amount, we can start from any amount of money. We don't have to think about, we have to send $1 million over to Christiana High School. We don't have to start so big. We can start as small as put away 100 US or 50 US out of your salary, or 10 pounds out of every month's salary, and see how much you make up by the year done. We can send it to Christiana High School. It can help a child. Not true? As simple as that. It can buy 2 books for the library. I'm reminded that we are online persons. You can make your donations as well. And sometimes we feel like the money have to be big. But guess what? When you take $1 million and you share it up in small amounts, you'd realize how easy it is to come up with $1 million. If everybody give 50,000. And 50,000 is no whole heap of US. Neither it is not a whole heap of pound or Cayman dollars. CI. I will not say any more to my friend from over there. But yes. Them says I should know them business. Because me I declare now who have pound and CI and US and yen and all of that. Tables 6 and 10. Tables 6 and 10. And the remaining tables, just watch to see where the line is short. You can just join the line as soon as it's short. The remaining tables, just watch to see when the line gets short and you can just join the line. Tables 7, 8, 9. Tables 7, 8, and 9. by way of announcements. The Christiana High School, there are emblems on sale to my right. So no past student should be leaving here without an emblem from the school. There are thumb drives, $2,500. Ties, $1,500. Keychains, $1,000. Ballpoint pens, $600. Wristbands, $600. Lanyards, $600. Watches, $4,000. Belt, $1,000. Thick sweaters. And these are all marked with the school logo. So you need to have, as a past student, you need to have one of these with you as memorabilia. $3,000 for sweater. Now, our business community, you cannot leave without an alumni cup. $1,500. Pens, alumni pens for $500. Keychains, $500. So remember that you must have some form of memorabilia when you leave this place. And I will not stop. I need to overemphasize your pledge to ensure that this blessed school continues to do the good work with your support as a past student. Many there be that does not remember from whence they came. Thanks to class of 99 and 2000 who decides to come back to do something. And this will be an annual event. We hope, and we would wish that the others on YouTube of the other year groups may get jealous. They had better be. Yeah. And come put on something. It might not be a dinner, it could be something else for the school as the years go on. While we sit and eat, there is a young lady, a past student from class of 2000 that is going to be taking us back to memory lane. She is dressed and ready. I will not tell you what she will be doing. Put your hands together for our past student, reminding us from whence we came, back where it all started.
Life by yours truly. Blue, yellow, and beige uniform I come down from Christiana Fallings and Mandeville Town. We get a bus, we have to rush, we get home before the night dusk. Yeah. When we reach home, we tired and hungry, soon drop asleep with bare time to study. Early the next morning before cock crow, we have to get up because we want to learn. Put on the uniform, drink some tea, cause a secchi we want to reach. Reaching at the park, push forget a bus because late coming make Miss Ratchery cuss. We come at school to learn all we can cause some of we like Eldon and Milton want on politician. Try all the best to pass the test because we want turn out to be the best. Cause when we get bright and learn enough, nobody can say we turn croft. Heal Seki and all the teacher them, cause without to know would be a big problem. Yeah.
That's an original written by Christiana. Give it up for Christian. I'm reminded that she wrote that while she was in grade 11. And she still remember it. That's so nice. You know though, as a teacher, the last term of every school year is always a difficult term because reports and all of those, they put them brain upon the summer, so you know, so nobody know if nothing straight anymore. Friday evening, June 28th, long time, we know say it is close to school lock. Primary school teacher teaching. After lunch, everybody tired. So she writing on the board. This little boy put up his hand, Miss! Miss! So she stopped the lesson and turned around. She looked at the young man. The young man said, Miss! You're ugly, you know? So the teacher was wondering how this young man just in the middle of nowhere just. So she turned back around and started writing on the board again. The young man jumped up, Miss! Miss! She decided to me not turn around, you know? Because next thing him go say something. So she not pay him number. Miss! So she stopped, looked at him, the young man said, Miss! You're really ugly, you know? The teacher grabbed the young man and said, listen, I can't believe I'm taking you straight to the principal. Bring him to the principal. Very upset. He said, Principal, I cannot believe the nerve of this young man in the middle of my class. Jump up and telling me how I'm ugly. The principal grabbed the little boy and double up his fist and rub him in the forehead and said, listen, I know every time you see the truth, you must talk. No, we all had beautiful teachers at Christiana High. So I know over here. I know over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving along while we're having dinner. Give a hand to the band, please, while they are keeping us entertained. You know, it is a nice place to be. Back where it's all started. I will overemphasize the point that we need to make some contributions to the alumni. And believe it or not, every little mickle make a muckle. What that mean? By the way, low. I always hear that term, every little mickle make a muckle. What is mickle? The older persons, Mrs. Shawgreen, what is a mickle? Tell me, ma'am. Look a bit. Mickle. So what is muckle? Bigger than the smalls. Mickle would have been a coin. And muckle is a dollar. To make every little mickle make a muckle. So which denomination is that? Is that Jamaican money? Muckle. Can anybody tell me what the right word is? Muckle. Listen. Eh? Just a saying. Okay. No, but you know that normally the origin is from somewhere else, you know, so we need to find the origin. Because me always have every little mickle make a muckle. I wouldn't know what muckle be. But anyway, I'm just emphasizing the point that every little mickle make a muckle when we add to the Alumni Association. So please do not leave this place without. Muckle is a lot? You Google it? Muckle is a large amount. Thanks God for Google. By the way, how many of us as parents, yes, have to subscribe to Google when we pick the ask you for nothing? Your children or child has never asked you about anything and you consult Google? You're too bright, miss. You're too bright. My daughter asked me something and me don't know. Me just say, hold on, I'll soon come back to you. Family, I have to go pop out my phone and Google it. You're telling me that none of us have ever done that? Oh, not too bright. That's why when you went to Christiana High School. Me never come over here. That's why me never so bright. But I have to consult Google most times to get my information. Thank you, Google. So muckle is a large amount. Mickle is a small amount. So every mickle makes a muckle. Right. What? Oh. So wait. Mickle is a large amount. And muckle is a very large amount. Okay, good. Me like the definition of mickle. So the Alumni Association and those of us who are giving a mickle, you know that you can't give less than a mickle. Remember, mickle is a large amount. Muckle is a larger amount. So we have to give mickle, which is larger than, yes. Right. So those of us who catch the drift. Because the bank account shall be going up after this. And I'll soon give you the numbers from where you are. Persons on Google and Facebook. Remember, mickle makes a muckle. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, we're going to be taking the other greetings. And we are our past chairman of the school board. He is ready and is awaiting his entry on stage. Put your hands together as we welcome Mr. Ivan Green. I must also tell you that seconds are available for those of us who want to pull out the jacket, like myself. Seconds are available. Hold on, please. Nobody feels that nobody going watching the camera point to the stage. So if you feel like you need seconds, nobody say, Lord, they're going to look for me and say, oh, you need to head there because we're not taking back the food. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Ivan Green.
Mr. Chairman, members of the head table, special guests, and members of the tribe of the batch of 2000. It is said that success is to be measured not so much by the position one has reached in life, but by the difficulties he has overcome while trying to succeed. And I want to offer my very special congratulations myself and my wife to the class of 2000 who have come back because they are successful. If you were not successful, you would not come back here. Most of the problems that the country faces come from people who are unsuccessful. People who leave the country and go to Kingston to look at a job, didn't get a job, can't come back home as a failure, and so they find themselves into the gangs. When the country established the boys' home, and the boys have to leave at 18. At 18, they haven't got a profession or a skill enough to make a living. Sometimes they go back home as a failure, and sometimes they commit suicide. So when you decide to come back to your old school, it's because you have been successful, and we want to congratulate all of you. As the past chairman of this school for many years, over 20 years, I remember in 1963, 1962, 63, we had a meeting at the elementary school. We didn't have primary and junior school at that time. We had the elementary school, Zone Elementary School. We had a meeting down there. And the member of parliament Dr. Glendon Logan, he came to address the PTA meeting. And he promised that Christiana is going to get a senior school. I was a correspondent or a reporter for the Gleaner at that time. So I got up and I asked him, I said to him, Dr. Logan, I'm going to challenge you. If you are not going to build the school, do not promise it. The time when good promise make fool glad is over. So if you are not going to build that school, do not promise it. He was angry. It was a Sunday afternoon meeting. And by Tuesday, the bulldozer was on spot, cleaning up this place for the erection of the senior school. People had the field, a farm, it's an area people farmed a lot. Yams and bananas and so on were planted here. And they cleaned it up and paid them for it. They paid the farmers for the produce. And by 1963, the school was in place. The official opening was 1964. But funny thing is that the member of parliament, then Dr. Glendon Logan, I don't know if any of you remember him. The name still rings because there's a Logan's Avenue down there. He was the member of parliament that brought the water supply to Christiana. And so we find that sometimes our work lives after us, but sometimes we are not remembered. Nobody has ever, I don't hear people talk about the work that Dr. Glendon Logan did in this constituency here. But this is one of his contributions to the parish of Manchester and to the constituency of Christiana. It is also said that the more successful you are, our success is a relative term. Success is a relative term. The more successful you are, the more relatives you have. All them cousins come asking if you're blind. You know, all the cousins come. But again, I just want to offer my sincere congratulations to the batch of 2000. And thank you for inviting my wife and myself. She taught guidance and counseling here. And many times I have to reflect on what goes down now as guidance and counseling. And sometimes you wonder if it's the same thing that they teach as guidance and counseling. But in early days, I remember she had to guide a lot of students into teachers' colleges and universities. She found out what they wanted to do and guided them in the process. And I know that the program, many of our past students come back to tell her thanks for the way she guided them and how she got them to apply to the various institutions that they said they had an interest in. So she had made her contribution, and with that, it means I had to be there with her too. So we are proud and we're happy to be a part of this little function that you have invited us to, and wish for you all the very best in the future as you continue to keep this school in mind and remember where you're coming from. Don't forget where you're coming from. God bless you and all the best to you.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Where may I tell you say, reunion means memory lane. And by the way, did you know that a lot of persons wanted to come but were afraid? Some people don't like reunions, because it reminded them of times past in an institution. But I'm happy that the group decided, listen, the planning of this event I go on long time. And a lot of ups and downs because I heard some arguments now and again and it go on this and to and fro and back and front but you're here. And it is happening and it's a good thing. It is a good thing. So those of us who organized and put before even the vote of thanks, I'm telling you it's a good thing. And from the persons from the outside looking in, keep it up. And this is the way we need to contribute to nation building. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going further down on the program. If you're following with me, we are at the place where we have our class addresses. And we want to invite head boy, class of 2000, Dr. Paul Miller.
Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Harriott, our President, Mr. Graham, who is unavoidably absent, members at the head table, Mr. Rattray, my esteemed past Vice Principal, Ms. Patmore, Mr. Wallace, our current Principal, Mr. Powell, Ms. Farkinson, our current Vice Principal, Mr. Green, and his wife, all our teachers who have molded us so well over the years, other specially invited guests, members of the alumni, I want to say good evening to you. Thank you. This occasion is really a momentous one. I chose to run up the stage because it reminded me so much of 22 years ago when I was coming up to give the valedictorian speech. And I want to tell you that this is truly the dawning of a new era. A new era is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. This lovely ceremony is symbolic of great things to come. The alumni is not just a celebration of the past, but it provides a platform for us to shape the future. It is meant to motivate, to inspire, and to nurture the young ones who will follow us and who will ultimately replace us. I believe that an alumni such as this is a celebration of what was bestowed on us, what was given to us. We have been given a lot. To whom much is given, much is expected. It is a commitment to what we intend to give back. This effort was spearheaded by members of the class of 1999 and 2000. However, it is important for us to note and to be mindful that the objective is to have a cohesive group that is reflected of every student that has ever walked through these hallowed halls. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the alumni of Senior School. This is the alumni of Christiana Secondary. This is the alumni of Christiana Comprehensive. This is the alumni of Christiana High School. So, especially for the persons who are listening online and might feel as though, guess what, this is a 2000, this is a 99 thing. There has to be a start. So the intention or this celebration is not a 2-year batch. This is for everyone who has ever graced through this school. So we hope that in the future, we think the ideal thing is for us to have an event like this every year. And in a few years' time, we have to keep it at the National Stadium. Because we want it to reflect a large alumni. We want it to reflect a broad representation. We want people from the 60s, from the 70s, from the 80s. It is one alumni. I was initially given 5 minutes to speak, but I think I'm at a point where I will accept whatever punishment await me. Right, Shem? Yes, we feel we talk. So I cannot but take a few steps back down memory lane. So I came to Christiana High School in Christiana Comprehensive in 1998. And at that time I entered at grade 9. A lot of persons are not aware of this. So I went to another high school, wasn't doing so well. I remember for Spanish I got 5, average 5. And I was on the brink of being asked to leave. Getting in a lot of trouble, sort of rebelling. It was just a difficult time. And I remember when my mother asked me what my problem is, I said I want to be with my brother. That's Damien right here, who was a year ahead of me. And she said, if that you want, I will give you. Because I want to be blameless. So she was at a point where she wasn't seeing much hope for me. And I came to Christiana, and I made a change. And a few months ago, someone asked me, having gone to so many high schools, why Christiana High School is your alumni? And the honest answer is that this is a school that inspired me the most. Yeah. So, when I look in the crowd and I see Miss Lemonius, who we continue to have such a marvelous relationship with, how much she encouraged us, how much she taught us, not only academics, but just how to be a good person. Those are life influences. Those are life shapers. I can remember Mr. Ratchrin. I don't know if you remember, I think I did well at that time. And he looked at me, and he says, guess what? I believe you're going to be the next Delatibodier. At that time, Derek Delatibodier was the governor of BOJ. I don't know if Mr. Ratchrin remembered. And it meant so much. I felt inspired. Somebody was seeing something that I could not see at that time. So I have to say thank you. I want to say on behalf of the group, I want to take the opportunity. Probably we have not gotten much chance to do it, but just to tell you our teachers, Mr. Edwards, our shapers, our life influencers, we want to tell you a big, big thanks. And just to let you know that this is our school. This is our alumni. We've passed through other institutions. We have contributed. We have been exemplary students. But at the end of the day, Christiana Comprehensive High is our base. All right? So, much work is required that I know that we have what it takes to bring all the other affiliated groups under one umbrella. So, we don't want to be parts of a machine. We don't want, we have a common goal. We have a common desire. So we want to have things in such a way, streamlined in such a way, that we are moving with a cohesive effort, that we have joint projects, that we get things done together. So moving forward, the expectation, the next set of work is really to get all these year groups, all these affiliated groups on board. This is, again, this is not a 99, 2000 thing. We started it, but we want to expand it. This is a Christiana Comprehensive High. This is a Christiana High alumni. I mean, I've thanked Mr. Wallace already, but I want to take another opportunity just to tell him another thank you for the work that he has been doing. This is not an easy task. And he has been very helpful and facilitating through his efforts. And through his efforts, we now have a sitting member of the alumni on the school board. He has helped to put us in a position where we can help to influence decisions, you know. We can have a say. We can make an input in these lives that we cherish and that we want to influence so much. And all I'm seeing as far as I look is more partnerships. I see where we will get only stronger, we will get more things done, and we will just continue to grow from strength to strength. To the members of the alumni, present and online, I implore you to keep the fire alive. Sometimes these things, you get these highs and lows and die down. But we don't want the fire to be just coming from one section. We want everybody to believe that they have a responsibility to keep this thing going, to keep this thing alive. When you believe that when you see the fire dying down, you don't take for yourself. You light the fire again. So I want you to implore you that we have a responsibility to ourselves and to the students who are here, to our teachers, to the students who are to come, that we keep this thing alive and vibrant. Let us look at ourselves as a service organization and as a fraternity. Let us be there for each other. Let us truly be each other's keeper, not just by words, but also by deeds. Let us find it fitting always to help a fallen soldier. From time to time, we have members of the group who may have fallen on hard times. We should be able to help them. We should be able to still reach out to them. They are just a true soldier who had fallen on hard times. Let us be there for them. Give an encouraging word when you can and when it matters most. Ladies and gentlemen, I deeply believe that our best Jamaica's hope is still right here. And with that, I just want to hope that God will continue to bless us and to bless our very beloved alma mater. Thank you.
Dr. Miller, thank you very much for your address. And I believe that those of us who are listening start feel the energy already. He reminds us that when the fire seems like it going down, we must just blaze it up some more, you know? Yeah, blow the fire. Listen, I watch Miss Lemon from over there, so she looking. She almost look like she want to cry when she hear, oh my, look for me boy. And that she down there, so I say, no. Right, look for me boy. Right, it is so nice as a teacher when you see your students doing well, not true? And you can sit back and say, yeah, I made that. Yeah, you see behind him, Mr. Wallace. I know you know about that turn around, but you know. I know that's why she pointed at it. I made that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's a blessing to be a good educator. Right, and regardless of the money where you get. Yeah, it's much more than that. If you ever looked at the salary, you probably wouldn't be what you are. But we know we have a job to do. Right, nation building. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we go to our next from the class address. And this is Mr. Eldon Hughes, Prefect. 2000.
First of all, thanks, Dr. Miller, for that inspiring speech. The only problem is I spoke to the powers that be a few days before and said, whatever you do, don't make me go up after Paul. It's a hard act to follow. But back where it all started, for me personally, it started September 1995. That's the first time I walked through the gates here. And one of the overriding memories for me of that time is just how big the school was, especially for me coming from one of the smaller primary schools just up the road from here, which is our Sacred Heart Academy. The school felt so big that at the first break time, I couldn't find a toilet. You heard Principal Wallace mention the toilets before, and that's somewhat triggered a memory that I'll relate to you now. So the first break time, I'm walking all over school, couldn't find a toilet, and I really needed to go. The bell goes off, and I had to go back to class. So now I'm sitting cross-legged. I can't concentrate in class. I'm distracted. I'm thinking of one thing only. When lunch break comes, I need to find a toilet. Otherwise, I'm going to have what I can only describe as an unfortunate mishap. All right. didn't quite happen, but it almost did. Anyways, lunchtime, it gets worse. Lunchtime comes, and I'm on one mission only. But back then, I was kind of shy, so I couldn't approach a stranger and say, where are all the toilets? Eventually, I did find a toilet. You had to go upstairs, as you know. There was two big boys stood at the top of the stairs. I mean, these guys had the deep voice, the full beards. If they weren't wearing uniforms, I would have thought they were teachers. As I approach, I can only they give each other what I can only describe as a knowing look. Basically, fresh meat. Sorry. The first guy, he stops me on my approach. Look at you. I'm waiting for wine point Susie. What am I at this age? I'm 11, 12 years old. Listen, I've not been whining on any girls, let alone Susie. But I tell you what, if Susie's up for it, I'm certainly up for it. Where is she? I'm ready. That's when the second guy, he walks over to the wall and he does this. He fashions out of thin air the most voluptuous female figure you've ever seen. Wine pan Susie. And that's when the penny dropped. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. You'll be pleased to hear, luckily, another big guy, he turns up. He somewhat knew me, but more importantly, he felt sorry for me. And he goes, hey, I know him, man. He's my friend. Let him go. So the big boys, reluctantly, said, go on then. And this is me. I'm out of there. And you know what? Still didn't use the toilet. So just in the interest of keeping it brief, though, I'm glad you can have a laugh, especially at my expense. But we're here for a serious reason. And that is today, launching the Alumni Association. And all of you here have made a contribution just by being here. And in the future, we'll look back at this day and say, I was here at the launch of Christiana Alumni Association. So stay in touch, stay connected, and we'll make this a success. Thanks for listening to me. Cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. Boy, no, I would not question when you use the bathroom, you know. When you actually got a chance to do that. Thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still going down on the program. Student 1999, Mr. Leighton Barnes, as he comes to do his class address.
Good afternoon, everyone. first got a call, when I first got a message asking me to be ready to give a talk at our reunion, my first thought was to cancel my ticket. But then I realized it's a big opportunity for me to show how my foundation helped me to rise to where I am today. And I am able to stand here facing all of you today with all the confidence and encouragement that this school has given me. There's no place on earth I would rather be than with you today, my old high school teammates, classmates. We are all here because we are thankful for the role Christiana High has played in our development. After I committed myself to coming to this reunion, I spent a lot of time daydreaming, recalling the good old days I spent here. Good news, how wonderful that so many of us could make it together to celebrate this momentous event. The bad news, we are now in the same place that we can't lie about when we graduated. Please tell me I'm not the only one who decided from the announcement of this reunion to lose 10 pounds before today. I realized how significant that was when I came across a book entitled High School Reunion Diet, Lose 20 Pounds in 30 Days. Right. Before leaving Grand Cayman, I asked my daughter if she had a message for this reunion. She immediately said, "Thank you, school, for making my father the way he is." I would rephrase this a bit and say thanks to every teacher who has helped us to become what we are today. Looking back, I realize our teachers have done much more than just merely teaching us. They have made such an impact that even today, what they did for us are still vivid in our minds. I can't believe it's 23 years since I've graduated from Christiana High. So much has happened, yet standing here today, it seems to have passed so quickly. It's great to be back where it all began. Passing common entrance in '94 was a bittersweet moment for me. Happy to have passed the exam, but sad about the institution of placement. We were the second batch of the upgraded high school, which was still famously known as Seki, among other names. I remember while practicing for primary school graduation, a lady said to me, why wasn't I happy? And I told her that I wasn't happy because I didn't get the school I wanted to go. Her subsequent comments resonated to me to this day. Her exact words were, "It's not about the school that you go, but what you make of the school." I was too young to understand what this statement meant, but looking back, I can see that I'm a proud product of this institution who have positively contributed to its legacy. Christiana High is a good educational institution that helps the overall development of a student, the mind, body, and character. Being from humble beginnings, my tenure at this noble institution taught me to not only work hard, work smart, but give of the best in every endeavor I undertake, whether professionally or in my private life. I would like to thank Mr. Ferguson, that's my auto mechanic teacher at the time, who recognized that my passion was electrical and transferred me after 2 months in the school term. That was one of the best decisions that was ever made over my life, as it allowed me to pursue my passion of becoming an electrical engineer. Having reached the pinnacle of the engineering profession, being a chartered engineer, I fully understand what the lady meant after the common entrance exam. We take a moment to remember those who we lost and love. May their soul rest in peace. I was looking through the yearbook again last week, and I was struck by the fact that each page was a testament of our hope and belief in our future. Since graduation, we have all gone our separate ways, and we live our very own different lives. According to our separate goals and interests, we choose a variety of occupations, and across these 23 years, we have succeeded in many things and maybe failed in a few. But one thing we all have in common is that we receive our foundation here at the same place, Christiana High. This was our training ground, and graduation from here was a rite of passage. We have been described as a generation of optimists. Let's face it, we're older, wiser, and with wonderful memories and more frequent senior members. More importantly, we are lifelong friends, and that's all good. I would like to end this talk with something inspiring. This short narrative is about a woman named Rose who was old enough to be one of our parents when she went back to college to complete her dream. In the year of her graduation, she was asked by a young football player to say a few inspiring words to the younger generation. And this was what Rose said, and I quote, "We do not stop playing because we are old. We grow old because we stop playing. There are only 4 secrets to staying young, being happy, and achieving goal. You have to laugh, find humor every day. You've got to have a dream. When you lose your dream, you die. We have so many people walking around who are dead and don't even know it. There's a huge difference between growing older and growing up. Anybody can grow older. That doesn't take any talent or ability. The idea is to grow up and always find opportunity in change and have no regrets. The elderly usually have no regrets for what we did, but rather for things we didn't do." End quote. I sincerely wish that we, like Rose, may stay young forever. May we keep in mind that there are miles and miles we still have to go before we sleep. It is time to celebrate all the living we still have left to do and commit ourselves to making a positive change, small and large, within ourselves, within our family, our society, and thereby the world we live in. All good wishes for the years ahead. May they be filled with peace, joy, love, while we continue to live by the motto, our best Jamaica's hope. Happy reunion, Christiana High. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for your address, Mr. Barnes. Mr. Rattray, I am going to tell you a secret. If the organizers put on the program guest speaker Dr. Paul Miller, Mr. Eldon Hughes, and Mr. Leighton Barnes, you probably would have gone home already because you said, but we now get the food. Because we have 3 guest speakers, so the program going to be long. It was intentional, sir, that our guest speakers would have been the class addresses. So now you see where the guest speaker is, sir. Right. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, give our class addressees a round of applause, please. And believe it or not, when I hear good speech, me pick up my pen. Yeah, man. Because me always scribble down the nice part of the speech them. Because me one of them students that will love copy. So when me go on our next function, me just use part of the quotation them to make my thing look sweet. Thank you very much for that. But believe it or not, your speeches got home to me as well because, as I say, this is where I started my career as a teacher. And I relish the opportunity. And I know this is a good ground. Where there is good ground, good tree grow. Yeah. Yeah. Enough water did there. Yeah, man. Good tree. Teachers, big up on yourself. Those of us who are here still, from them time there, big up on yourself. Because you're not really a teacher. You know that I always say that the teachers who... Your job is important as a teacher. If you are a bad teacher, you will be remembered. If you are a good teacher, you will be remembered. Believe it or not. And Miss Lemonius, me have to call out you, me have to single you out. You ever out a road yet and you see some big man, bigger than you now, I say, Miss, How you do me? You feel like? Really? Yes. But trust me, when you're a good teacher, your students remember you on. They won't forget. So thank you again for jobs well done. Ladies and gentlemen, our resident singer, teacher from the institution will grace us again with her lovely voice. Put your hands together as we welcome a second time, Mrs. Crystal Gay Morris. Buckle.
Christiana High Alumni, you're going to be helping me to sing this one. And I know that everyone here knows this song. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is going to be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is going to be alright. I woke up this morning, smile at the rising sun. 3 little birds stopped by my doorstep, singing sweet songs with melodies pure and true. Singing, oh, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. No, 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 no. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I woke up this morning, smiling at the rising sun. 3 little birds stopped by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Oh, don't worry, come on, sing with me, about a thing. I want to hear you, come on. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry, hey, about a thing. Guess what? Guess what? Every little thing is gonna be alright. So when you wake up in the morning, don't worry, no, no, about a thing. Mr. What is? Guess what? 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry, come on, Miss Martinson. Don't worry about a thing. Oh no, no, no. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I wake up this morning, smile at the rising sun. 3 little birds stop by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. I'm saying, this is my message to you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Every little thing, oh yeah. I want it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright.
All right. Listen. Thank you again, teacher. Give her a round of applause because that just brings back the energy. You know, to be honest, I was about to do the high trees dance, but I don't want the rain to fall because them say, all people say when I dance, rain will fall. So I don't even bother with that. I don't even bother. Thank you again, teacher. Wonderful. You know, I also want to use this opportunity to pick up the business community and the representatives that are here. And thank you for your kind support, because your instrumentality has caused this event to continue and to go on. So Price Gel, if you're hearing me, George Kirby Hardware, Howie Palm, Christiana Pharmacy, SNN Auto,
Peter's Place, Noel Brown Law Firm, Sang for Meats. We want to use this opportunity to thank you for your support. You also helped to make this function what it is and will be. We also want to take time out to pick up all the year groups that are here. I believe 05 is represented as well. We are hearing that 98, class of 98 representatives are here. Class of 95 representatives are here. Go ahead, 96, 96, 95, 2009, 05, 04. Right. So YouTube and everybody who here with me, everybody that here. So as Doc had said, remember it is not a 99, 2000 thing. It is the entire, everybody will come through the gate. It's a part of the alumni. So you don't feel said, no, we're not going to contribute because we weren't here 99 or 2000. It is for everybody from it was, what is school name again, Mrs. Shawgreen? From when it started, what is school name? Christiana Modern. So remember, we're taking the nickel buckle from Christiana Modern. Right. So remember, those of us, yeah, you must have so many friends from Christiana Modern. But we're bringing everybody together under the one umbrella, the Alumni Association. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the time on our program when we will launch the Christiana High School alumni. And I'm going to invite at this time to do this act, Mr. Milton Williams and Miss Shivanice Hutchinson. They will come to launch the alumni.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night. This is ultimately why we're here today. Past Vice Principal, Mr. Claude Rocktree, Principal, Mr. Lee Wallace, special invited guests at the head table, members and representatives of the Christiana business community, alum members, friends, well-wishers, and to our viewers online. Good evening. It is my esteemed honor to stand here today to officially launch the Christiana High Alumni. And I'm here with Mr. Milton Williams, and unfortunately, Mr. Renita Graham, one of the persons whose dream this was, could not be here today.
Good evening, everyone. I have to say, this is absolutely amazing. I'm not a social media person, right? And I want to give you a brief history of how all of this started. I've been looking for Chevaliers for a while now. Now, I can give you a brief history on me and Chev. I have been started from grade 8. Yes. I mean, Chev can tell you, but Chev took a liking towards me. No, hold on. That's fine, that's perfect. I didn't mind, right? But I remember Chevanese had on long uniform, very long. Grade 7, I was very humble, quiet. And then my friend, Christopher Coke, came from Knox and came to Christiana High School. That changed me. Chris said, what? Why are you wasting how many girls? Why are you not talking to one of them or all of them? So that conversation with Chris changed me. And I promise you, all my friends can tell you this. I changed. Now, Chevanese was always there. But Chevanese had bald head. Beautiful. intelligent, smart. But I had bald head too. So my notion was, I can't be walking with a girl with bald head. Her hair was cut short, right? I want someone with long hair, like this. Now you see me standing beside Chevenise? Beautiful, isn't she? Now I was looking for her for quite a while. And I don't recall how I got her information, or I think my friend in Canada tricked me into opening an Instagram account. And that's how Chevenise got a hold of me. And then we started talking. The funny thing is, when she got a hold of me, we were talking for like 3, 4, 5 hours. Because it was such a relief. You know, you're looking for someone for so long, and you find them, it's like you don't want to let go. And the conversation started where we were like, I wanted a school reunion, or a class of 2000 reunion. But I wanted it to lead into initiation of an alumni. That was very important to me. Then she told me to reach out to Renito. I got his contact, then I called him. Me and Renito haven't spoken in 20 years. But when I called him, it felt like yesterday. The youthful exuberance, everything, it came back. And then we started putting all of this into motion. So I want to personally thank all the exec members. Because when we started the WhatsApp group, it blew up like instantly. We got connected to 60 people in less than maybe 2 days. And then we started all of this. We got in touch with Paul, Eldon, our financial director, which is Paul, tremendous guy. And then all this came together. I just wanted to let you all know that this is not a 99 or 2000 thing, as Paul said. We want this to be an everybody thing. And I want to charge everybody, just dig deep. Because this is not about us. It's not about us being individuals. It's about us being a collective group. Now, I'm a civil engineer. And when I walked through the building, I started looking around. Now, this was where I started, where it all began. I remember when I left Christiana High School and I went to college. And I did math and engineering first. And my first job was teaching for 2 years at Vauxhall High School in Kingston. And I remember when I went on the interview, and there was like 5 other people sitting for the same job. And they had 20 years experience, 30 years experience. Now I was just coming out of college, no experience. So when they told me, I'm like, you know what, I'm going home. But I don't know, a young man there said, no, it's best to go into interview and see what happens. When I went in, and I don't know, Mr. Time is not here, I would love to see him sitting there because Mr. Time was very important to us as math students. Mr. Clark, Paul Miller, Elder, we all know this. And when they interviewed me, I don't know, I think Christiana has a lot to do with it. The foundation was so strong that everything pretty much came back. And that's why I want to make this important. We're a community and we have to stick together. Confidence building is very important because if I never had that confidence from Christiana High School, from Mrs. Patmore, I remember when I was going to my geography exam and I don't remember, I think it was right there, and you stopped me. You don't know how much that did to me, to know that my teacher, who believed in us so much, you know what I mean? Like, they gave you all the confidence you need to succeed. And we love you for it. Mr. Ratcher, I remember when I wore my pants, and it was a different color, and I was a prefect. You know what? Let me cut it short and get back to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, I must say, you look immaculate, and we are happy you are here for such a momentous occasion. You are a witness to this. We're firm believers in manifestation. That is, when we put things out in the universe listens, aligns, and manifests. Over a year ago, on April 26, 2021, Milton randomly said, I think we're overdue a reunion to initiate an alumni. I excitedly responded yes. He then reached out to Renito, who was equally enthusiastic, as he long harbored the same dream. We immediately created a WhatsApp group and hit social media platforms to find classmates and alumni members. We quickly gained momentum and our membership grew. In over 2 weeks, we had over 60 persons. We formed an executive group and put tangible plans into motion. Let me pause at this time to acknowledge Ms. Peter Ann Wright, who joined the executive team in the last month, but whose expertise, tenacity, zeal got many things done. Today, the space you're looking at was single-handedly her. Ladies and gentlemen, it was extremely hard work. There were several occasions where heads butt with our friends. For maybe about 2 weeks, Renita and I did not speak. But we were resolute to realize the dream. I reminded, updated, and informed fellow alumni members before rule and function. And I'm sure a few of you have muted or still have me on block. But here we are. Today, we achieved our purpose. Martin Luther King penned, I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted and every hill and mountain be made low. The rough places will be made plain and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed and all flesh shall see it together. Dr. King also had a dream that little black boys and girls will not be judged by the color of their skins, but by the content of their character. We're happy to join with everyone here today in what will go down in history as the start of the greatest high school alumni in the universe. Unlike Dr. King, our dream is now a reality. And Mr. Wallace, let me just pause at this time. At our brunch on Thursday, you mentioned that every year you put in your 5-year plan to start an alumni. Well, it's no longer a plan. It's now a reality. Christiana High School shaped our lives, gave us the moral and emotional propensity to be productive members of society. Today, we're here officially launching the Christiana High School alumni. This launch is our affirmation to the community of Christiana and its derivatives that we are here to cement our promise to uphold the CHS ethos, our best Jamaica's hope. We want to thank everyone who helped us to make our dream a reality, and we charge you to continue supporting us as we seek to inspire the next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm going to hand over again to Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Shakis. John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what you can do for your country, but rather what you can. John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Now we want to ask you the same thing for the alumni. Ask not what the alumni can do for you, but what you can do for the alumni. This is important to me. I don't know who in the crowd remembers Dwayne Dunkley. Now, Dwayne Dunkley was one of my best friends in grade 8, grade 9. And I spoke to him maybe 8 months ago, and the conversation literally touched me. I teared based on the conversation. And he told me he was born suffering, and he's gonna die suffering. I've been in touch with Dwayne Dunkley ever since. And that's why this is so important to me. I reach out to Dwayne Dunkley almost every month to make sure he's okay financially and socially. And this is one of the reasons why I reached out to all my friends. Because we want to start giving back. Giving back to our fellow students. Like Dwayne Dunkley, who can't work for himself, who can't even clean himself, because he's crippled from his neck down. I want us all to dig deep, like really deep, because it's not just Dwayne Dunkley. We have we have many more, like Dwayne Donkey. And as a community, we want to reach out to them. Our plan for the community outreach, we have 3 main areas: the past student, the current student, and the graduate assistant fund. The past student assistant fund will directly go towards illnesses. Past students who can't assist with basic living, or they're not able to work to provide for their family. We want to create a fund to help them. The current student, Renita Graham, is a firm example. And I also have a cousin. I was fortunate to be able to come to school with a pocket loaded with money to buy lunch. But my cousin wasn't. And now he's one of the executive chefs for Turks and Caicos. And I promise you, if you go on that airline, you'll see his name at the top. Damian Carter. He is the executive chef of one of the highest hotels in Turks and Caicos. And he's a product of Christiana High School. Now, I was one of those cousins who would divide his lunch money into 2 because Damian wanted to stay home. And I had to pass his house to come to school. And I would always stop there. Because I remember in grade 6, we used to do extra classes. And one evening I was playing with 6 girls. And I don't know what happened. And they all started whipping me. At grade 6. So I went home crying. And I had 2 other cousins, and we all went back to confront them. No, we were kids. We didn't even know what we were doing. But I remember the following day, when we went to school, somebody reported it to the principal. Not you, Mr. Action, or the vice principal. And we got whooped, like serious beating. Because guess what we did? We hit girls, and we weren't supposed to. And ever since, me and Damian has been that close, because he had my back. So when I was going to school and he couldn't get here, I made sure he was here. And ever since, we have never forgotten it. So I just want to charge you, all of you, let us give back. As Paul said, it's not a 2000 or a 1999 thing. It's all of us. So I charge you. We're drinking, we're eating, we're having fun. Please remember everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. So today marks the official launch of the Christiana High School alumni.
Nobody let me get cheered on that. The launch of the Christiana High Alumni! Yeah. Now, just like at a wedding, you can't have something without the celebration. So I'm going to be moving the podium because 2 lovely ladies, these ladies have been friends from high school, best friends from high school, and they're still besties, I'm told. Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, they are going to be cutting the cake. And here we have Ms. Peter Ann Wright, head girl 1999, and Mrs. Demarley Andrews, deputy head girl 1999. All right, ladies, you need to stand at either side because we're going to be lifting. Oh, this feels like a wedding now. Unveiling of the cake. As the ladies stand by, they're going to unveil after 3. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate the moment of the launch of the alumni, we ask the ladies to insert the knife as they're going to be cutting a symbolic slice of the beginning of the Alumni Association. They'll cut after 3. 1, 2, 3! Give them a round of applause, please. The symbolic cutting and the beginning of the Alumni Association. And remember, an association, and a one smaddy. Enough people make an association. So it's everybody's thing together. Every little mickle make a muckle. Remember that. Put together can make this institution the best in the universe, as the lady and gentleman said. We're going to invite Mr. Wallace as he comes to receive a presentation of a certificate.
Mr. Wallace, it is with great pleasure that I hand to you this certificate of incorporation. Christiana High Alumni, formerly Christiana High Alumni Limited, was incorporated as a limited company under the Companies Act on the 17th day of June 2021. And whereas by special resolution of the company and with the approval of the registrar, it has changed its name. Now, therefore, I hereby certify that the company is a limited company incorporated under the name of Christiana High Alumni, given under my hand at St. Andrew this 14th day of July 2022. Company number 109092. We're legit. Let me hear all the CHS alumni. We are legit. Yes, we're legit. And we're here to sort out the business. So every little thing is gonna be alright for Christiana High School. Mr. Wallace, thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna clap one more time now. And I just want to, I'm not going to be telling you about the history of Christiana High School again, because believe me, even I was schooled tonight after Mrs. Shawgreen's presentation. So, Mrs. Shawgreen, I need to come and sit at your feet. Alright, so to the teachers, past and present, who have helped us to win many shields and trophies in the areas of sports, music, science, and technology, the visual and performing arts, who have prepared us to become lawyers, doctors, preachers, nurses, chefs, electricians, engineers, entrepreneurs, and principals, and a host of other successful careers, staying true to our motto, our best is Jamaica's home. If Mr. Shaw was here tonight, I could have said, Member of Parliament, but unfortunately, Manaya did not come to Christiana High School. He went to Homewood. We would have given him a baptism tonight. I tell you something, as you all know, his twin sister has Christiana High School blood in her. Because she was a teacher and vice principal for many years. On January 2023, Christiana High School celebrates its 60th year anniversary. We are still in the planning stage of the activities, but you will know what is happening. Alumni members, I am sure you will be getting all the information firsthand, because guess what? For the first time in the history of Christiana High School, we now have a registered alumni association with a representative that sits on the school board and has a voice on your behalf towards the growth and development of this institution. Dr. Paul Miller is your old student association rep on the board. I want to use this opportunity to thank The other year groups that have been making significant contributions to the overall improvement of the institution. One year group has transformed the EDPM lab. Complete renovation was done, from tiling the room, changing the doors, replacing the windows with modern infrastructure. Another year group decided to upgrade the windows at the visual arts department. And another year group, they are currently in discussion to improve the interior of the visual arts department. Class of 99 and 2000, gonna turn up the thing. During the out of school phase of the pandemic, you promised to deliver laptops to a few needy students who did not have these devices. You have demonstrated the will to come together for a common cause and to transcend boundaries in establishing this association. That promise was made, that promise was kept, and the students received their laptops. I want to encourage every year group that has the interest of this institution of heart to get on board. Together, we will make this institution, we will take this institution to higher heights. To make Christiana High School a force to be reckoned with in both academics and sports. An institution we all can be proud of. May God bless this alumni movement, and I am looking forward to the different chapters that will be established in England. I hear the English accent. And in the United States, and perhaps even in Dubai. Love you all.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. And now we know that the Alumni Association, the word in Jamaican parlance, and a pure thing, fully registered, official document. Right, so those of us on the internet might believe that, you know, sometimes you don't want to give your money to stuff because it's not legit, and we are becoming a place of scammers. So it is official. When you give your monies and your, what's the word again? Not the contribution. Mickle. When you put your mickle, it is going to an official place, right, that we can verify by law. Thank you very much again, Alumni Association, for making this event what it is and official business. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving further on our program. At this time, we want to make some presentations, special presentations. And we want to invite Mrs. Melody Walker-Brown, Deputy Head Girl 2000, to come forward. And she will be assisted by Miss Casey Ann James.
Good evening, everyone. No song. Good evening, everyone. It's a wonderful occasion, wouldn't you say? Yes. Well, of everything that took place thus far, this is by far my favorite part of the program because it represents what this is all about. It started with who? The teachers, that's right. It started with the teachers, so it is my honor, and I'm sure Caseyans as well, representing Renito, to be here to present an award to our teachers. You know, when I walked in and I recognized some of the teachers, I'm like, but they haven't aged one bit, you know. I'm looking old and they're still looking a little young, but there's so many words that I could use to describe our teachers. And on the plaque that we're going to get, it's going to say that they are trailblazers. And in the world, trailblazers, you can think of many adjectives. For example, all right, class of 1999 and 2000. What are some words that come to mind? Adjectives that would describe the teachers here as trailblazers. What do you think of? I could think of, I hear Paul say they were an inspiration. What else? What? Energetic, like who? Woo! All right. And what? Give me another word. Dedicated indeed and kind. Like who, Christian? Sincere, tenacious. Man, we'll be here all night if we were to describe our trailblazers. You know, in 2002, when I was doing my, my master's in communications, a question was asked of me in order to get into the program, and it was asked, what contribute to your success today? And you know where I had to come back to, right? Christiana High School. I don't know if Miss Samuel, is Miss Samuels here? No, oh my goodness, Miss Samuels, you know, I think my mom gave Miss Samuels a call when I was just leaving high school to say, Miss Samuels, Melody get up, says she want to be teacher. And I'm sending her to NCU. Miss Samuels, what do you think about it? Miss Samuels said, Miss Sadie, Melody can't chat. Well, that's true. So maybe she's fitting for communications and media and public relations or advertising. And that's exactly the road I took. I wish she was here so I'd tell her that I started out at NCU and then I went out to Love 101 and then it led me to MTV, and from MTV it moved me on to Wall Street, and from there I'm teaching communications as a professor to children, to our kids. Professor, I'm teaching adults and children about communication. So I have both my loves, teaching and communication together, all because one teacher said, you need to go this direction, even when I did not believe in myself. So I'm just very, very grateful and thankful for that opportunity. You know, one of the things I teach the kids that I'm with now is, it's a statement, that it's a motto. And I tell them every day about Christiana High School. It says, I am somebody. And I'll say, we were somebody. We were somebody when we came here, and we were better people when we leave here, right? And it says that we are powerful, we are strong, we deserve the education that we got here because we had things to do, people to impress, and places to go. That's what the teachers did for us. So I'm going to call some teachers' name up, and then KCN, you're going to help me present it, or you're going to read Renita Long's speech. All right, I'm going to let KCN read the speech, and then we'll present something to our teachers.
Good night, everyone. So when I was asked to be a part of the executive, I made it clear I don't do public speaking. So you know them tricked me to come up here today. And Renita is not. I'm presenting to Mr. Shaw, but he's not here, so we'll be giving to Mrs. Shaw Green. Okay. So in the words of Samuel Johnson, the true measure of a man is how he treats someone who can do absolutely no good. The Honorable Fitz Albert Shaw is the quintessential embodiment of this statement. Please bear with me as I highlight 4 instances where his selfless service has impacted my life personally. My interaction with Mr. Shaw started at a tender age when I was successful in my common entrance exams and left Bryce to this noble institution. My primary school mother, Miss Dwyer, called Mr. Shaw, and his exact words were, "Send him to my office in the morning." My mother got a letter from her, and we went to the Member of Parliament. My school fee for the 5 years and book rental was paid. I was a part of a church singing group at the age of approximately 18 years. 6 of us were out at a social in Craighead and got left behind at 1 a.m. in the morning. We lived in Coleyville and Tiki, hence we were decided to walk. Upon reaching an area called Big Woods, an SUV stopped and a voice said, "Where are you young man going at this hour?" Mr. Shaw was the only one in the vehicle, coming from Dead Yard. And he stopped for 6 men at about 2 a.m. in the morning without fear. This is when I really understood what was meant by manayard. He took every one of us to our even individual homes, then went on his way. My wife was being treated unfairly by the Student Loan Bureau and was experiencing stress. She was being bullied, and I reached out to Mr. Shaw while I was in the opposition for help. I was an active member in the governing PNP and couldn't get my party to help me. When I text Mr. Shaw, he said, "Come to my office and see me at 4. He listened and took a copy of the document and immediately emailed it to the director of SLB. Before the night was out, she replied, and from abroad, and before midday the following morning, SLB staff was calling my phone to apologize. At this point, he was no longer man a yard, but man from yard. I was a councillor candidate for the Craighead division to go up against my good friend Omar Miller. My party decided not to contest the election and didn't even inform me. I was upset and decided that this politics thing is not for me. Mr. Shaw saw me at a school event, took me aside and encouraged me not to give up. He said, "You have something to offer the process and don't feel disheartened and press on," and offered yourself in any capacity that comes up. This selfless leadership, this is the measure of not just a man, but a man a yard. I salute you, sir, as a stalwart, a champion of the people for Christiana. You have done Northeast Manchester only what a person born in Northeast Manchester could do. I beg one thing of you, sir. When you see it fit to pass on the baton, give us someone born and raised in Northeast Manchester that will continue your legacy of love and commitment for the people. From the Graham family, saying to you, Mr. Shaw, a big thank you.
Right, so we are proud to be honoring our trailblazer, Mrs. Shaw Green. Thank you for your steady hands in molding us to become nation builders from the class of 1999 and 2000. Mrs. Shaw Green, is she here? you know what? I saw the picture being taken already, so I'm wondering, why they have you up here so long? Oh, you're doing two at a time. Oh gosh, tired. Oh, two in work. All right. So, I read it. So I guess you'll shake hand already. Go over there. So let me do the picture now. All right. And now we're honoring Miss Maureen Lemonius. Come on up. Who remember what Miss Lemonius taught? I'm going to invite Sydney to come and present this to Miss Lemonius for us. Come on up, Sydney. What, Miss Lemonius? What? I'm going to let Sydney do the honors.
Miss Lemonius. All right, so Miss Lemonius is currently teaching my sons. So it is double for me because when I go to Bel Air and do Miss Lemonius, it's kind of off for me because when I said to my sons that was my teacher, my son was like, Daddy, but you're old, Daddy, because she's our grade 3 teacher. And I'm saying to him that she taught me at school. So it is really an honor for me to give you this plaque. And I'm so elated to see that you are continuing the work from when we were children to now. Thank you.
Miss Erica Ferguson. Miss Ferguson. All right. Andrew, I'm going to invite you up to do the honors. Andrew, come on up. I'm inviting you to do the honors for us. Eh? Oh, yes. Who remember Miss Ferguson? What did she do? Who remember? PE, when you have to run around Christiana Town. Yeah. All right, Andrew. So I'm going to come.
On behalf of the alumni, just want to say we really appreciate the effort and all the time that you spent with us and the teachings that you imparted. All right?
All right, so the next person that we'd like to honor is Miss Constant Patmore. Miss Patmore. And I am going to invite Dr. Taylor to come up and make this presentation. Dr. Taylor.
Hi, good night, everyone. Everybody here who have been here when Miss Patmore was here can truly say she has been a source of inspiration for all of us. I mean, it's been like 22 years since I have left here. And when I came in tonight and saw her, asked her, I had to run and hug her and said, Miss Patmore, oh my God, you have been a source of light in my life. I mean, Miss Lemon came up here also. She didn't remember me. I mean, maybe the face, but she was also one of the other teachers that, you know, used to be there for us. And I want to say to you, Ms. Patmore, we are grateful for what you have done for us. Continue being young, you haven't changed. And I hope next year or the following years that when we return here, you'll be here to celebrate and continue whatever you're doing now. Help to mold other young people in whatever capacity you are at now, because you have done a lot for us. We want to say thank you. On behalf of the class of 2000, we say well done, we appreciate you.
And we'd like to also honor and present this one to Mr. Claude Rattray, and that will be done by Ava White. Come on, Mr. Rattray. You remember Mr. Rattray used to walk with something special over his shoulder. You know what that was? A belt.
Good evening, everyone. It is with great pleasure to give this token to Mr. Rattray, because why is it so important is because he has been in my family for generations. So my mom is 64 years old, and when she got into this institution, he was her teacher. And my eldest sibling, who lives in the UK, he taught her here as well. And I would have passed through his hands as well. And so today, I feel so proud to stand here and give him this token of our appreciation, looking at him without a full head of white hair.
This next presentation will be made to Mr. Leonardo Edwards, and I'm going to call on Horton to make this presentation. Horton McNeil.
Thinking about him, he was my grade 8 homeroom teacher, and he's a great man who is encouraging, and I must say a role model. So we have to pick him up in this time, right? And all our teachers have to show respect, you know?
award will be presented to the man who was always in charge of the prefect body. You remember who that is? That's right, Mr. Patrick Edwards. And I'm going to call on Latoya. Come on, Latoya, come on up here. You're going to make that presentation for me. Come, Latoya Walker. I'd have you know that this is not planned. I'm just calling people out of our audience to come up and make presentations.
Switch sides. You over here, you over there.
Well, it's with great pleasure to stand here tonight. As I've said earlier to some of my classmates, this moment cannot be bought. And I wouldn't trade anything for this moment. And our teachers have been great. They have been very inspirational to us and encourage us in everything we do. And for that purpose, I stand here proudly to hand this token to Mr. Edwards. We do have 3 other presentations that we would want to make, but unfortunately those individuals are not here, but I am going to ask the principal just to collect these for us, and in time I'm sure that presentation will be made. And those that we would like to honor, and you could respond in a round of applause, are Jacqueline Samuels Williams, Mr. Dean Spence, and Mr. Jerry Time. And we're going to leave these with the current principal for presentation at the appropriate time. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful night.
Check one.
All right, so this presentation I'm about to make is to Mr. Lennox Powell. We cannot only live for ourselves. 1,000 fibers connect us with our fellow man. Alone we achieve so little. Together, the possibilities are endless. The town of Christiana thrives on the generosity and strengthened partnerships with the business community. And tonight, I want to specially recognize the efforts of Mr. Lennox Powell, Peter, or Pops, as I most times refer to him. It is through his generosity, 20 years ago, I am the stalwart language educator that I am. His generosity propelled me to attend college. I am who I am because someone took a bet on me, because someone dared to champion me. He lightly asked me some 20 years ago, "Are you working?" I responded, "No." His later retort, "Start on Monday." He supported and or attended every college event, and I had my job once I was home. And even when I didn't work, I was paid. Also, weekly groceries was provided. So unlike a lot of children who grew up as poor as I did not have to go through the horrors of student loan, because this gentleman right here ensured. I remember him saying to me, "Here's my card, how much is your school fee? Go and draw the money." I went to the machine and I was clueless what to do. I withdrew $10,000, I can remember, and he said, "What's the school fee?" $56,350 was the school fee when I started Shortwood Teachers College. he said, I told you to draw your school fee. So I did 3 years at Shortwood, and I did not have to take student loan because Lennox Powell ensured that I didn't. So Lennox, Peter, Potts, the dad I did not have. I love you, I appreciate you, and I thank you. Continue to be a positive model to the community of Christiana. It is not unnoticed.
Thank you so much, presenters and awardees. You are indeed special people. Let me take this time out again to big up our, I wouldn't want to say sponsors, but persons who have supported this event. So again, we want to big up and welcome our representative from Price Gel. We have met with, yes, and extend our thanks and our gratitude to the CEO from Price Gel. We thank you for your support. George Kirby Hardware, Howie Pang, Christiana Pharmacy, SNN Auto, Peter's Place, Noel Brown Law Firm, Samfo Meats, and also Techstar. Thank you again for your generosity in making this event a success. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've bought a raffle ticket, it is the time when we should draw from the raffle to see if you are the winner of a laptop or a smartwatch or a pair of earbuds. Our coordinator is making her way up. I believe all the tickets are in the bag. I'm going to be asking Mr. Edwards, as he is coming from Cooper's Library, yes, to ensure that this is free and fair. No, election. That sounds like an election thing with one. Right, but he is here to guarantee that I might not pick my name from this box. As our coordinator is adding all the names to the box, and she is vigorously shaking. All right, some stubs are coming in. Some late ballots coming in from, oh, that sounds like election again. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we draw for first place, courtesy of the Alumni Association. First place, a brand new laptop, as Mr. Edwards will dip deep down into the box. She rolls the box, and the drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, he is coming back from deep down. He's deep right. He picks the winner. And the winner of a laptop, if you have it in TV land, if you have it on YouTube, if you are here, the winning raffle number is 049. And the recipient is, this looks like Pindi. That's the name on this. And I'm going to give you the number. Should I read the phone number as well? Or we're going to call Pindi at... Right. So the number is 874-7708. 874, right, 7708. If Pindi no answer, we have to find somebody else, right? No, a joke, a joke. No, we can't do that. It's on speaker. Hello, Pindi. Yo, you are the winner of a brand new 2022 laptop, courtesy of the alumni, Christiana High School Alumni Association. You are the winner of a laptop. Pindi, if you're hearing me, you are live to the whole world. You just win a laptop. No, it's not a scamming thing. You just win a laptop from the... You buy a raffle ticket? You buy a raffle ticket? Well, you are a winner of a laptop. The first prize. Yeah. Courtesy of Christiana High School alumni. Right, so you are the winner of a laptop, and you can pick this up at the school. And it's right here, so you can pick it up at the school on Monday, I believe. From the office on Monday, you can pick up your laptop.
Okay.
What is your real name, sir? Garfield Honeygan. All right, a.k.a. Pindi. Winner of an Intel laptop, HP laptop. The ticket number, you need to bring your ticket, in order to claim this prize. But we have your phone number still, so. Right. So we need to match this up when it comes on Monday. All right, good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be drawing our second place. Ladies and gentlemen, we picking now for second place, a smartwatch. As the drum is being spun and spinning vigorously. Ladies and gentlemen, coming from deep down, Mr. Edwards again. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of our smartwatch is ticket holder 1006, and this is Delroy Thomas. Delroy Thomas is our second place winner, and the number is 435-3960. 435-3960. All right, we reached a voicemail of Delroy. However, Delroy is the winner of a smartwatch courtesy of the CHS Alumni Association, giving back to the community. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our final draw from the box. I hope the winner comes from here, and the winner is a female this time, because I demand them lucky this time. Digging, well, we deserve little luck, not true? We deserve little luck. Digging deep. We need somebody from inside here now, not true? Digging deep, bottom, top to top. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of earbuds, the third place winner, is ticket number 033. And the name on this ticket is Adicia Watson or Wilson. Adicia Watson. And the number is 475-9708. Hello? Am I speaking to Adicia? Guess what? You bought a ticket some time ago from the Christiana High School raffle, did you? Yes. All right. I'm just telling you now that you are our third place winner of a pair of earbuds. But you don't sound excited, that is, yeah. Wake up. You don't sound excited. You be okay, all right, sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me for my outburst. But you are a winner of a pair of earbuds, courtesy of Christiana High School Alumni Association, and you can pick up your gift on Monday. All right? Okay. Oh, you still sound like you're asleep. Anyway. You just win. All right? Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the third place winner. Give them a round of applause, please. All who no win are going to win next year. Next year function. Right, you can buy your ticket from now for next year. Right. Pay in advance. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming down to the gravy of our program because at this time, be favored with a video presentation. So feast your eyes to the screens, I believe, to the sides, as we are going to be getting a video presentation. It is entitled, Remember When. As our technicians remember your pledges to the Alumni Association. and gentlemen, all good things must come to an end. And I believe we could go on and on tonight until tomorrow morning. Miles to go, as you said, Doc. Before we sleep, we have a lot of things to do, a lot of things to get done. I will not say it, I will say it and oversay it. We need to contribute. We need to be a part of the alumni. We cannot be a part by just saying we are a part. We need to do it financially. Help out somebody. Yeah. Help out somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, to move the vote of thanks, we want to invite Miss Chevenise Hutchinson, class of 2000.
Ladies and gentlemen, as was just reiterated, all good things must come to an end. And if I may say so myself, today was hands down amazing. After 59 years, it took us 59 years to officially launch an alumni. If that's not progress, I don't know what is. All right, without further ado, let me go ahead and thank the following persons who without them, this program could not be the success that it is. I want to first start out with the executive team who toiled and snared and fussed at each other. Some of us are probably still not talking today to get this done, but here we are. So to the executive team of the Christiana High Alumni, thank you so much. Tonight would not have been possible without you. To the following business persons: Green's Pharmacy, George Kirby Hardware, Sam for Meats, SNN Auto, Price Gel, Howie Pang Stages, Noel Brown, Peter's Place, and of course, our Member of Parliament, Mr. Shaw, who was not here today, but still made his contributions, and to Miss Joy Moore, an alum member. To our vendors, Party Blasters Pro, Whitehead Media Entertainment, big up yourself, and ladies and gentlemen, look out for it. The photos will be out there, and they will be spectacular. They'll hide the flaws, I promise you. Goya's Catering Service kept us fed, kept us filled, and you can keep the applause coming for different persons. Special thanks to Mr. Wallace, principal of the Christiana High School, and his team, Miss White. You were superb. Our resident photographer, we appreciate you. Mr. Patrick Edwards, who worked assiduously to prepare the school grounds for this special event. We appreciate the hard work you put in to support this event. So, of course, to our past teachers and our current teachers who are in our midst, we thank you, we appreciate you. To all alum members, and just shout out your ear once you're sitting in here. Just shout out your ear, all alum members, shout out your ear. Let's hear it. I thank all of you. 1961, 2000, 99, 95, yes, shout it out. Thank you all so much. Mr. and Mrs. Green, past board chairman, thank you so much. Mr. and Mrs. Thomas, who assisted us with the lovely decor, having traveled all the way from Kingston. And to our entertainer of the day, the singing was most melodious, not a feat many of us could have managed. Thank you so much. Miss Peter Ann Wright, Miss Andrews, tour speakers who today spoke to us, Mr. Miller, Mr. Hughes, Mr. Barnes, thank you so much. Mr. Williams. To all the recipients, all our speakers, we thank you for being here today. And of course, to our MC for the day, ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. He did an amazing job because it was a lot of talking, but he kept us entertained. Thank you so much, Mr. Harriet. You did not disappoint. To our musicians, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much. Have a good evening. The rest of it is yours to enjoy. Wine is still available. Purchase, have fun, dance, sweat up, and then yes. Thank you so much.
Ms. Hutchinson, thank you for thanking all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some whiteboards behind you. You can leave a note. I have markers. You can leave a note on the board. and we will take photographs of them. It may be a promise that you may want to do something, or a quotation, or whatever it is, your name or whatever. We have markers. Walk around and you can hand the markers down. Ladies and gentlemen, those of us who want to stay for a bit and shake your leg, you can stay a little bit and let your hair down, right? And those of us who want to take photographs on the backdrop, you can also do that while the cameraman gets himself set up. Thank you again for a wonderful evening. It would not be the same without you. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. DJ!
When I look at where I'm coming from, I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon, and I've done my best, so everything's alright inside. Oh,